Be still. Psalm 46 verse 10 says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the heart. Oftentimes, we are faced with trials and tribulations. The pains we have to endure to reach our ultimate desire. Our struggles to get the best out of life. The stiff opposition and difficulties we encounter while moving in the direction of reaching the height of our career. The anxiety that is born out of the insecurity that permeates our environment. The great disappointments we receive from the people we so much trust and rely on. The unloving or toxic people we have to endure because we find ourselves working in the same job, living in the same neighborhood, and even being a member of the same family. The relationships we are entangled in that is draining our energies and causing us distress. The project we are embarking on that seems difficult to accomplish because the resources needed are beyond our reach. The business we are struggling to break even in. The accumulated financial and emotional burden which are as a result of the many dependents we have to cater for. The high spate of violence and crime that the youth are involved in, which calls for concern in what the future holds for our nation. The burden of our calling, which is to reach out to the people, the less privileged, the vulnerable, the lowly, the orphans, the widow, and the lost. In the face of all these and many more challenges that overwhelmed us, God said in Psalm 46 verse 10, be still and know that I am God. How do we become still in the face of all these struggles, all these burdens, all these trials, all these difficulties, all these problems that is making us to be restless, that is making us to run scatter, that is making us to be anxious, that is making our minds, our thoughts to be working round the clock, seeking for solution. How then can you be still? The Hebrew word that was translated to be still actually means to let go, to release, which also means to surrender. So God is telling you today to surrender to His leading on these issues that you are grappling with. God is telling you that these issues that is making you restless, these issues that are overburdening you, these issues that seems like flood that wants to overwhelm you, that you need to let go, you need to release, you need to surrender, because He wants you, lead you to overcome them. He sees the whole situations and wants to intervene, but you are not allowing Him to wade in because you do not surrender yourself. You are trying to figure it out in your own way. Whereas His ways are the best ways, as stated in Isaiah 55 verse 9. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So God is not asking you to run away from the challenges, nor is he asking you to do nothing about them, thinking they will get resolved in their own accord. Rather, he is asking you to listen to him, stay calm before him, to know the steps you have to take to navigate this ocean. God is not saying, then you run away. Like some people used to think that running away from a problem will solve the problem. Or shining away from taking on the challenges will make the challenges to go away. It will just look like an ostrich who is trying to hide and dug the ground and put his head in the ground. What about the rest of the body? They are still exposed. So God is not saying, okay, just run away, leave everything. These problems are going to be resolved. But he is asking you to stay calm. He's asking you to be still. He's asking you to surrender yourself to his leading so that he can inspire you. He is asking you to listen to him, to stay calm before him, to know the steps you have to take to navigate the ocean. Deuteronomy 3:31 verse 6 says, be strong and courageous. Don't be terrified or afraid of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. All these challenges, all these struggles, all these trials tends to make us to be fearful. We are afraid of them. And that's why we run etasketa. But God is telling you that he is with you. So why are you afraid? Why don't you let me lead in this situation and circumstance? Likewise in Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31, the Bible says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. God is saying, when you wait upon him, when you are still, the strength that you need to face these obstacles, the strength that you need to meet up these challenges, he is going to grant it unto you. When you wait upon the Lord, he gives you strength, resilience, tenacity, grit that are required to endure, confront, and prevail over the challenges. You wait upon the Lord. You surrender by praying, meditate upon his words, and listen to him for inspiration. This you cannot achieve if you don't observe solitude, being alone with him in the place of quietness. So, to be still before the Lord requires you being physically still, running to a place where you can be alone with God, a place where you can listen to God, a place where you can meditate upon his word. And we can see this example in the life of Jesus Christ. In Matthew chapter 14 verse 23, the Bible says, after he had sent the crowd away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. And when it was even, he was there alone. And this is where Christ got the inspiration and power from. The power to do the miracles, the power to deliver, the power to heal the sick, to raise the dead, the power to the wisdom, the inspiration that gave him wisdom to face the opposition. This is where he got it from, not from the wisdom of this world. So you need to be still. You need to stay calm. You need to go to the presence of God. This is what Christ did that made him to be victorious. So your trials, your struggles, your challenges that are making you fearful, that are making you terrified, will not just go away until you become still. And know that he is God. Surrender to him, trust in Him, rely on Him for the inspiration, for the wisdom, for the direction, and the strength that you need to face these trials, challenges, and tribulation. He did not promise you that it shall all be well always. He did not promise you that you will be trouble-free. He didn't promise you that the road will be smooth. But He promised you that once you are still, once you surrender, you will see the glory of God. You will know, people will come to see that He is truly your God, and that He is the one that dominates the heaven and the earth. So be still and know that I am God. Happy Sabbath.